Hello everyone. Today in this lecture of our daily minute series, we are going to see a few important questions that will help you in the upcoming examinations. Okay, let's start with the questions. Our first question is, saline soil is formed due to the region of, do you know saline soil comes under the category of problematic soil? And what is problematic soil? The soil which shows deviation from the behavior that is shown by the normal soil. Means the normal, you know the physical parameters or chemical parameters or biological parameters, property that a normal soil has. That, but some these problematic soil do not show all those properties to the 100% level. Okay, so if there is a problem if there is a name is problematic soil, it means it does not mean that we cannot do cultivation in it, just we need to reclaim it. Okay, then saline soil is, what are the types of problematic soil? Saline soil, alkali soil, or you can say that acidic soil. These are the types of problematic soil. The question is, saline soil is formed due to the region of high groundwater table. ET exceeds P. ET exceeds P means evapotranspiration exceeds precipitation. Next is precipitation exceeds evapotranspiration, both A and B and only B. See what happens if there is accumulation of salt on the surface of soil, then it can be removed by the flooding of water. It can be removed, or when water goes to the downward to the groundwater, and through it can mix with the water, and along with the water the salt will also leach out to the groundwater. Then like this soil will be free, upper surface, the salt accumulation will go to the groundwater, then salt will be removed. But what happens when there is a high groundwater table? Means there is already presence of much water in the groundwater. Then the water can leach down easily. Okay, and if the water will not leach down, then salt will not go along with water. Okay, then this will lead to then this way, and the salts will be accumulated on the soil surface, and that will lead to the formation of saline soils. Similarly, evapotranspiration is exceeding the precipitation, means there is no more rainfall. If there is no rainfall, then salts will be accumulated on the soil surface. Then ET exceeds PC. This is also reason for the formation of saline soil. P exceeds ET. This is the reason for the formation of acidic soil. Okay, so our answers will be both A and B. During respiration in higher plants, link reaction takes place in. See this question. Do you know in plant physiology you study the process like photosynthesis, respiration, transpiration, all these. Okay, in photosynthesis you all know that plant uses the atmospheric water and CO2, and in the presence of sunlight that is converted to glucose and O2 is released. Of course, you all know that O2 is released. How O2 is released? From where what oxygen comes during photosynthesis, that is released due to the photolysis of water. And after that, in photosynthesis there is two reaction, one is light reaction, one is dark reaction. All these things you know. Similarly, in the respiration also, if in respiration any substrate, that is carbohydrate or protein, that undergoes respiration in presence of oxygen, then aerobic, or in absence of oxygen, then anaerobic respiration takes place. Okay, anaerobic respiration is also known as fermentation. Okay, then this respiration takes place in some cell organelles. Okay, where that respiration takes place? In mitochondria. There are many steps of respiration. Okay, suppose this is a cell and this is a mitochondria. You all know that mitochondria is double membrane structure. Okay, now this is cytoplasm, and this is the matrix of mitochondria. Suppose you draw a line. Okay, you give first point here, in between the membrane you give second point and third point here. Suppose you talk about the one, means we are talking about the cytoplasm. In cytoplasm what takes place? Glycolysis. Okay, again if you talk about the second point, means that is perimitochondrial space. In that what takes place? Link reaction. Third point is matrix of mitochondria. Okay, in that what takes place? Krebs cycles. Okay, then our answer will be perimitochondrial space. Next question is, when F1 progeny is crossed with the dominant parents, then the cross is known as. Now you see what happens. See, suppose we talk about the dominant parents and recessive parents. Okay, then F1 progeny is this. Now, if F1 progeny is crossed with either of the parents, then that will be known as the back cross. But if it is crossed with the recessive parents, then it is known as test cross. And where test cross is used to know the genotype of the parents. Okay. But when this F1 progeny is crossed with the dominant species, dominant parents, then that will be known as outcross. Okay. Then according to answer, our answer will be outcross. Next question is the total land area required under a sole cropping to give the same yield obtained in the intercrop. Do you know in intercrop there is one main crop and one or some different crops is also there. So there we do intercropping. Okay. Now how much land area is required for a single crop to give the same yield as the both the crops will give in the intercropping? Then that terminology is known as cropping intensity, harvesting index, land equivalent ratio, rotational intensity, or none. See, what is cropping intensity? Cropping intensity is the ratio between gross cropped area to the net cropped area. Okay, in 200. Do you know, if you talk about the standard books, then it is given the cropping intensity of our country is 136%, but according to the annual report, it is 142%. Next is harvesting index. Harvesting index is economic yield. Economic yield means grain divided by biological yield. That will come grain plus straw in 200. That is harvesting index. And if you talk about the land equivalent ratio, then this is your answer. Means total land area required by a sole crop to give the same yield that will be given in intercropping. That is land equivalent ratio. And rotational intensity is what you can call it rotational cropping index also. This is number of crops grown in rotation divided by the duration of rotation into 100. Our answer will be land equivalent ratio. Next question is, what should be the minimum age of cattle for the first dose of FMD vaccine? What is FMD vaccine? FMD, foot and mouth disease vaccine. Okay. See, when you talk about the FMD, then it is 4 months. This ideal, if the cattle is of this calf is of 4 months or above, then that first dose should be given. Okay. But 4 months and above. After the 4 months, when the first dose is given, after 1 month, you can give the booster dose. Okay. And in a subsequent dose are given in once in a 6 month. Okay. Likewise, you talk about the anthrax. Anthrax also 4 months and above first dose is given. Okay. And when you talk about the black water, in black water, first dose is given at the age of 6 months and above. 6 months and above. And booster dose after 1 month of the first dose. Okay. And in endemic areas, it is given once in a year. Okay. Then according to the questions, our answer is 4 months and above. See, in the daily this daily minute series, I'll give you some importance and conceptual. Some questions will be conceptual, some questions will be data based. Okay, but I'll try my best to cover all the types of questions that are being asked nowadays in the examinations. Okay, so if you watch daily at least 5 questions also, means in a month you are covering near about 150 questions. Okay, and that is going to help you directly or indirectly in the examinations. So you do subscribe our channel, press the bell icon so that you could not miss our any video and your preparation should go on the right mark. Okay, thank you. See you in the next lecture.